So I wanted to share some thoughts on being a band leader and on kind of some of the common challenges and tricks of the trade and sort of my philosophy about what makes a good band leader versus what makes an effective band leader. And yeah, just kind of outline some ideas I have, and then probably break off and do some other specific band leader related topics as their own video. So overall, this is a role that a lot of people get thrust into, and it's just somebody's got to do it, and typically it's the person who has vision. So the first thing about being a band leader is that however you came to adopt that role, you're going to be the person who has the vision, or who is the keeper of the vision of the band. And so whatever that means to you, well, it's the identity of the band, the goals of the band, the sort of the overall, like, where are we headed with this thing? That's up to you, the band leader, and everything. Most of the decisions you make are going to be guided by that vision. Vision leads to purpose, and so I already kind of alluded to. Okay, so what are we trying to accomplish? What are we setting out to do? What are our goals from moment to moment, and also kind of just the general goal of this band? Purpose leads to plans. Like, you need to have ideas for how you're going to do that, how you're going to accomplish those things, how you're going to, whether it's like the plans for how you're going to put the band together, the plans for how you're going to get gigs, the plans for how you're going to market that gig, the plans for how you're going to put together an album, the plans, so on and so forth. Like, you're always going to need to have an answer to, at least a starting point for a discussion, and your answer to what you think should be done. You need to be efficient, and you need to think about, like, not wasting your time, not wasting your effort, and not wasting the time and effort of your bandmates, not wasting, not trying not to chase down the wrong path that takes you away from that purpose, that vision, and those plans that you've laid out. You're going to need to be an effective communicator. You're going to need to know how to, like, just get the word out, how to not say too much, like this, how to keep it lean, and get to the point, and arm people with the information that they're going to need in any given situation, whether that's being clear about what the purpose is, being clear about what our plan for this month or for this gig are, or just little things like being clear about, like, when you need something to be changed and why, and being able to have a discussion. Being a communicator leads to being receptive, being a good listener as well. So communication is not only that you can say what you want to, but also that you can hear what people are telling you, and you can synthesize that and incorporate and respect what they're telling you, and try to incorporate their ideas into the overall direction of the band. A lot of that comes down to respecting your players, and trying to understand them, understand what they want to get out of the band, what their currency is, what what would make them happier, what are the opportunities that they want the band to provide for them, and how can you give that to them? How can you make sure that that's part of the plan? How can you make that something that aligns to the purpose, and the overall vision of the band? So being respectful, being flexible, being a good listener, communicating, these are all the things that you have to do, sort of the big broad topics. And I think that as I think it's best served to, like, take the next set of topics by themselves, and this is kind of like an introduction to the idea I have, and do a series of these things where I talk about how to implement those big picture, broad ideas into specific situations that you're going to find yourself in, whether that's running a rehearsal, whether that's how to deal with charting, whether that's how to, get what you want, how to coach a player or how to get a different kind of performance out of a player without stepping on their toes, that sort of delicate balance, any number of things, how to book gigs, all of those things involve some subset or whole set of those concerns that I just mentioned. So let's dive into this together, and feel free to leave comments about questions you have, or things that you wish that you'd see me cover in this series of forthcoming videos. I'm not the world's foremost expert on anything, but I have been doing this a long time, and I do have strong feelings about, how it should be done, and I've seen it done in ways that did not please me, and I have some strong feelings about those things as well. So let's dive into it together, and I'll see you in the next one.